have you ever played the game This or That?
I have.
Okay, all right. Then I don't have to spend a lot of time explaining. So I'm going to give you two words or phrases, and you pick which one resonates with you. We play it so that we both actually play the game together,
Okay.
and then we talk about which one we pick. So first one: hang out with little kids or hang out with old folks.
Little kids.
Okay, all right, little kids.
Should I give some context behind
I was
that?
like, yes. Why
Okay. All
little
right.
kids?
So I feel like I give a lot all day for work, right? I'm always giving. And as much as I love the elderly, I do feel like that is something more of a give than I receive. Whereas for children, I feel like I'm receiving, right? I receive the joy. I receive the excitement. Like I love my nieces and nephews and my godchildren, my neighbors, like the little kids they give me, they fill me up. And I feel like because my career takes so much, I need that energy back. And so that's a great way for me to fill up. But I do love my time with all of my elder family. And I think I learn a lot from them, but my preference would be little kids.
So I also picked little kids for a little bit of a different reason. I live across the street from my mother. Hi, Mom. I know you're watching. Love y'all. Super supportive. But very similar. Like I spend a lot of time with like my kids are in their 20s and 30s. I don't get to spend a lot of time with little kids, and there's such a joy around them. Like that whole having something happen first time, the wonderment in their eyes, the joy around them,
Their innocence.
the innocence. Oh, and it's just like that feeling around
Yeah.
that. So that's why. So similar, different but similar reasons. That and Mom.
Well, I also have an Everybody Loves Raymond situation happening. We live 1,000 meters from my parents. So not across the street, but my mom just came by like an hour ago. So like they're just always here.
Yes. So at one point, it's very like, "Hi, I'm Raymond." At one point, my mom and I live across the street from each other, and at one point, my husband's parents lived with us. We bought a house that has 2
Yep.
masters, and they had the other master. So at one point, it was like his parents in the house, my mom across the street. So very much an Everybody Loves Raymond
Oof. Uh,
situation.
that is
It
bless all your hearts.
that lasted 18 months.
I
So
thought you were about to say 18 years. I almost gave you an award. I almost
there's a
deserve an
reason I
award.
need extensions, Kristi. My hair fell out.
I believe that. I love
All
my
right.
in-laws. I love them so much, but I'm also happy that they are at least 25 minutes away.
I love my in-laws. My father-in-law unfortunately passed away a few years ago. My mother-in-law is not far. And my parents are great. My dad lives not far away. My mom, like I said, across the street, and she's always there. So it's good to have them close. But yeah, definitely little kids. Get a
Yeah.
little joy, get a little, wonderment in your life. So, all right, next question.
All right, let's go.
Success or happiness?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh man. That is a tough one. I think at this stage in my life, I'm going to say happiness. If you would have asked me 10 years ago, I would have said success. I think right now I'm in a place where happiness trumps success.
I think I'm just gonna say ditto. I mean, yeah. How do
Right?
you
Like success is what took me from where I was earlier in my career, but 20 years later, I feel like that was my focus and that was great then. But now I feel like the decisions I make every day are about me, my family, our happiness, our health, our wellness, our longevity. And the focus has to be happiness, right? Because I can't wake up every day and be unhappy. I cannot overextend myself any more than I have for the past 20 years. My daughter is in a place, she's only 14, she'll be 15 this year. She's a freshman in high school. She needs me now. And so I can't have anything that is prioritized over her. So if I said success, that would be almost me conceding and saying that my career is probably more important than our family dynamic and her success.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, last question. Are you
That was
ready?
that was a good one though.
I think the next one's a good one. Education or experience?
Experience. Um, and that is like the fastest answer I probably
That
give.
was the fastest answer. That like you like
All right,
didn't even think
listen.
on that.
I Here's the thing. When I won't even go back to like my early career. Like my first 10 years was in marketing, right? But I will talk about it through the lens of the past decade, 11 years in customer success. Um, when I started up my first SaaS company, they were a Silicon Valley based startup. Pretty mature though at that point. They were about 20 million in revenue when I joined, 85 million when I exited. And everyone in the room had an Ivy education. Everyone had a master's or an MBA. Everyone was world traveled. Everyone had all of these things, these accolades, these awards, these things. And I went to a local university. I went to LIU Post, which is on Long Island in New York. And I had a BFA in public relations. I didn't have a passport. I'd never left the country at that point in my life. And I was so intimidated and I felt so inadequate and I was so insecure all the time. My husband spent years reminding me, you're in the same room as these people. You have no debt. You have reached the same place they have, and your education is no less substantial than theirs. You learned things they didn't learn, they learned things you didn't. Your experience is what will take you further. And that kind of, it took him a long time to like make that stick for me so I could get out of my own way and my own securities. But look, I mean, I know people that are way more educated than I am. And I'm not saying that I undervalue education. I think there is a lot of value in education, but if I'm hiring somebody, I don't care where they went to school. I care about the experiences they had and what they're going to be able to bring to my business. So I hope that anyone who hires me views it the same way.
I again say ditto. Um, I'll give you two reasons behind it. One, I believe with experience you get education.
That
You
is very
get
true.
a different kind of education, but it
Mhm.
is an education nonetheless. And two, with one of my experiences, I was hired. They were wowed by me, like absolutely. And I came in and I did a kick ass job. And there was not an education requirement to get that job, mind you. When I was there, several months into the job, everybody was talking about their degrees. Now, I had gone to college, but I had to drop out probably like a few hours, I think like a semester before, because I had a
Mhm.
baby and I made a choice to be a mom and work instead of finishing school. Now, that organization, when they found out that I did not have all of these fancy degrees that everybody else had, all of the sudden I went from top performer to finding everything wrong with what I did.
Wow.
The whether it was conscious or unconscious
Yeah.
bias. So the thing is that street smarts and experience, those individuals can be rock stars. And I truly believe in that. So can individuals with MBAs and PhDs
Sure.
and doctorates. It's about the human experience and the people and what they bring to the table, not the paper that their name is written on.
Couldn't agree more. Oh,
So,
I'm sorry that was your experience. That's pretty crappy.
but you know what? That experience has also helped make me who I am
Yeah.
and helped develop several of my beliefs. So, I don't discount that experience in the least
Yeah.
because that experience hel- has determined and developed how I treat others.
I love it.
So, I'm there it is.
And that's the right attitude.
And thank you for playing this or that.